Capricorn, this is your weekly for December 1st through the 7th. Welcome back to Rogue Mystic Divination. If you're not subscribed, please do so, and make sure to remember to like the video. Also, if you would like a private read, the information is down there in the description box, so please peruse that at your leisure. And here we go for December 1st through the 7th. For the 1st, you have the Ace of Wands, so something new is not going to work out the way that you want it to. I do feel like, however, for the entire week, you're going to have some kind of connection come through, and if you're trying to make connection with someone, it may not work out as well as you're hoping it will. Maybe because some emotion is going to catch one of you off guard, so beware of that. Yeah, this is just more of the same person. If you want to know something that you believe this person knows, speak to them directly. A direct request for information. Don't try to be too friendly. Even though you find that personability might have gotten you through to people before, this doesn't seem to be the place, either because of previous actions or feelings or whatever happened. They still have a certain feeling about you, and direct communication is going to be the key to getting the information that you want from this person. If you want communication to succeed, that's how it needs to be at first, because of what happened before. This could make you restless, however, and not really focused on your communication, because you want to relax into that easy, smooth kind of a style of being around someone, but it's almost like you have to really focus around them. For the 2nd of December, stability. You have something foundational in your life that's practical, that you could put your hands on, and that you could say, this is mine, this is going to support me, this is going to allow me to control my life. You are going to be under more control on the 2nd than you were on the 1st, and it could be because on the 1st you're getting something worked out. It doesn't feel like you're asking somebody for something, but rather you're trying to almost set up a partnership with them. It does also feel, however, that you're trying to work out all of the tiny details to really shore up any cracks in this foundation that you're trying to lay out on the 2nd. And another foundation card. You are going to have something to celebrate, though. It's just for you, though. You do not need to tell anybody else about this, and use this time to almost resonate with the inner harmony that you've been wanting and that you've been holding on to. You could have only had just a tiny piece of it left, and now you can allow it to grow and feel more of your spirit, feel more of your mind, to just be able to relax. Like, the wolves are not at the door anymore, but nobody else needs to know that, and you do not need to tell anybody else that you're in a good spot right now. They could immediately come up and say, well, what about me? And start showing their jealousy, full bore. So just keep this success to yourself. It does look like it's going to be substantial, whether it's a check or a payout or something like that. And for the 3rd, this doesn't feel like this is someone that you're around, Pisces. It may be a Pisces. But this is a reading for Capricorn, but it may be a Pisces that feels like they're getting away with something, but they're not. They're leaving their mark a little bit too much, and if you are working with a lawyer or a CPA, an accountant, something like that. Something that they've done may have been wrong in your case. So double check everything that they're doing on your behalf. Even if this is a professional, this person is either ill-trained or have misrepresented their skills. And it does have something to do with finances, so now I know that this is coming up at the on the first week of the month. However, yeah, it really does feel like this is a CPA, something to do with finances. They've been misrepresenting you or leaving you out of something that you were supposed to be written into. If it's a will, you may have been taken off the will without your knowledge. Because this person and this person are the same, and neither of them are you. This is someone that on Wednesday or on the 3rd, so I think it'll be a Tuesday, but this is almost like the executor of the will, the manager of an estate or something like that, that now granted they may have been following somebody else's orders. So if you've had a falling out with the parent or some other kind of connection, you may have put one of your children down as a beneficiary and taken you out of the will for one reason or another. For the 4th, this is kind of odd because it almost feels as though you may have been doing more for this person that this will or this estate is being managed for, but you do not have any control over anything. But you're putting all the work in. And now you're not going to get anything for doing that, even though it was promised to you that you were going to receive something, whether it was the property itself or some large sum of money that you had plans for. And now you're going to be disappointed because you've counted your chickens before they hatched, and this other person didn't follow through on their side of the bargain. But they certainly used you for what they wanted to. This is for the 5th. You may want to fight this in court. And that's where this is coming through on the 5th. You're thinking that you made a long-term investment whenever you help this person out, but now you're not getting anything out of it because of somebody else's intervention. So this is going to be a choice that you have to make on the 5th, whether or not you actually contest the will or contest the state, the power of attorney, the whatever it is, and This could be something that you have to decide whether or not you want to keep fighting the same battles that you have your entire life. If this is a family situation, if you feel like you've never gotten what you needed from these people, from these family members, then you're going to have to make the decision on whether or not you want to keep fighting them for their positive attitude, for their positive benefit, but it's like they've never had a positive effect on your life. It's always been controlling and directing. And this is that unfinished business because you always felt like you were trying to make an investment for these relationships with emotional currency, with familial currency somehow through the relationships, but you may have to just decide that it's never been enough and it never will be enough, so you're going to start pulling back that energy and utilizing it for yourself. For the 6th, if you do anything to fight this, it almost feels as though you're already in isolation because you've always been there. But now you're feeling it because it's being rubbed in your face. And if you go to, in all honesty, you could be staying in some property that was owned by this person and now you're getting kicked out because they died. And it's all of a sudden because you expect to be able to stay there. Yeah, because I'm really not picking up on anything but this situation. So this may only be for one person that sees this. And if that's the case, I am sorry because this is a shitty position to be in. Something is going to come out of this, though, that may be of more value to you than this property, than this, what you were initially promised. Something will end up coming through for you this week, Capricorn, so be patient and kind of stick to your guns. Be mindful of other people managing anything that has to do with your finances or your property. I would make sure to go through all of your paperwork, that for any accounts that you have, a CPA or an accountant or an attorney, anything like that. Double check what the paperwork says. Because something is going to magically turn around for you on the 7th. But I'm not sure what it is. It's going to be you finding your inner power, your inner ability to deal with something and turn something around, but I'm not sure how you're going to do that. You have the tools, you have the resources. It's almost like you have the paperwork or you have a secondary will that you end up bringing in, and it trumps the will that this other person is presenting in court. So if you have anything like that, do not be afraid to pull it out and appropriately file it. Well, Capricorn, that is going to be your week. Don't forget to check back here on Rogue Mystic Divination for your dailies, weeklies, and monthlies. I just put December up, so keep an eye out for that.